If you look carefully at the centers of the larger towns in virtually every part of the country, you will find that they are economically dead or dying. Then you go look at the corporate outskirts, the chain stores, the fast food joints. It's just different. The old buildings look good because they were built by people who respected themselves. The corporate outskirts, on the contrary, were built by people who see no value with the lives lived there. The only value they see in the place is the money. Wendell Berry. In the late 1990s, corporate big boy Walmart wanted to build a store right in the center of New Paltz, New York.
I was one of the co-leaders of the movement to stop the Walmart here in New Paltz, and after we got done with our 2.5-year struggle here, we thought this was really an incredible kind of thing to go through. So we had this immense amount of material just for documentation sources, as well as a lot of newspaper articles, letters to the editor, and so on. So we thought what we went through is the kind of thing that a lot of people are going through and will go through across the country, about Walmart kinds of proposed developments as well as other kinds of major developments. And we thought it would be an important kind of thing to put down.
And at the time when all of that was going on, I was raising 3 children, and just to go to a Walmart or a Target or something was a big pain, because you'd have to go to Poughkeepsie or you'd have to go to Kingston. And that was a big deal when you have 3 car seats and all that stuff. And I kind of was for having the Walmart come in, you know. And now it's interesting because, you know, I wouldn't want that. If I never knew I'd be a small business owner, so I wouldn't, I didn't know. But now I'm kind of glad that ordinance is here, you know. Because now I don't have to have, compete with a Trader Jack's or any of those people. So another small business owner. so that's been a positive thing, even though I didn't know at the time what it was.
With stores like Walmart and Target, small businesses that provide specific services come up short. But what about the service quality? What is to be said about the convenience of mass-produced items being cheaply produced in one country, then shipped and sold in another? The prospect of a Walmart store being brought to New Paltz threatens the citizens and their very way of life.
Let's say like Walmart, okay? Yeah, their prices are so much cheaper, and probably 90% of their things aren't being manufactured or aren't coming from the United States. But it's United States citizens who buy everything in there. So, if anybody's to blame, we have ourselves to blame. We have looked at ourselves in the face, and the enemy is us. So it's us. We're our own enemy here. So, a lot of places now, like you take all the supermarkets. If you looked around, you'll see that a lot of things are fading away in America. Florist shops fading away. Delis fading away, because the supermarkets are trying to cater to all these things right now. Pizzas, they sell you pizzas. Might not be great, but they sell you pizzas. So it's getting to be like a mega thing. Everything is going mega, and the small guy is getting squeezed and squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. So, and when you consider that, that hurts. But that's free enterprise. And they're not just throwing stones at Walmart. I'm just saying, but they've gotten buys on the regulations. They don't have to comply with them because they've gotten waivers. You spread enough money around to your friends in Congress, you get a waiver.
We got the support of the Downtown Business Association, the support actually of the New Paltz Chamber of Commerce when they learned that the Walmart development was going to get a big tax break, which stores that were going to be impacted by Walmart never had on their own, so they were going to be at a double disadvantage.
LPs are really the only part of the music business that are increasing percentage-wise, and a lot of the chain stores closing down has helped. Places like Virgin and Borders, and like I was saying before, a lot of the CD places are cutting back on their CDs, so they'll just have like the big pop things. It's not necessarily what I sell here. I can't move Britney Spears or Taylor Swift for beans, but I'll sell like 10 copies of, say, the new Neil Young, he's popular, but you know, also a lot of indie stuff, and it's what I sell on vinyl. The fact that it's a college town and a tourist town helps me.
I was raised that it's really important to support local farms, local stores, local manufacturers. To spend your money local, it means that more money stays in the local economy. When you shop in a big box store, it's instantaneously going out of the economy. Yes, you are employing some people, and I will not knock them for that. And yes, some big box stores do some very environmentally good things, and I will not knock them for that. But they also put people like me out of business. And they put stores out of business who, when you walk in, not only do they know you, but they knew your parents, and they know your birthday, and they know what your allergies are, or they know when something bad has happened in your family. They know your favorite color or your friend's favorite flower, so that you can walk in and say, it's this person's birthday, I need to get. You lose that when you go to corporate America. You lose the personalization.
I don't recall exactly what the layout was, but it certainly would have been a very major. I mean, it could have been as big as this whole area extending all the way to the trees. The property goes way back. It's overall, I think it was about a 63-acre area. So it goes way back beyond these trees. And then once that was in here, then there's another huge property behind here that hasn't been developed, and they were just waiting in the wings for this to be approved, and then they were going to be marketing their land, and so it really would have drastically changed this whole area. We've got a small 2-lane road that comes in where you can see the houses off in the distance, and that really would have been drastically impacted. That would have had to be rebuilt, and the costs of making these highway improvements at the intersections and building the new roadways on the local government and on the state government really would have been significant, and the developers simply was not going to be picking up all the tabs on that. So that was another cost that was going to be imposed on the community. A lot of people came to the public hearing, or several of the hearings that we had, and a number of them mentioned, I've moved up here from Rockland County, or I've moved here from Long Island, I want to get away from the big malls, and this was a very special place. I don't want to just come to anywhere USA or have the people who get off the thruway have that kind of impression of the town. And Walmart definitely symbolizes all of that.
This plot of land almost became the New Paltz Walmart. If it wasn't for David Porter, amongst other New Paltz activists, the town of New Paltz might have a very different face.